Welcome, this is KaOS, a very interesting distribution. It ranks about 30th on the popularity list at DistroWatch. It is a rolling release, so I'm always up to date, and it owes allegiance to no other stream of distributions, as it's an independent. So it's not an Ubuntu derivative, and it's not a Arch derivative. It does take inspiration from Arch, in that it is a very lean distribution, and it focuses like a laser beam on the KDE desktop. You can see I have a few things active, and I'm still under 1 GB of RAM. And I'm not done tweaking the system yet. KDE desktops are famous for being customizable, and I'll be getting into that in the future. If we look, I have a lot of different launchers I can possibly use, from my touchscreen launchers, which I can use my fingers to change and pick software programs to run. Very easy. Or I can use I guess this is the typical KDE launcher. I don't like it at all. It takes way too many clicks to get and access your programs. Now there's ways to minimize those number of clicks by entering something, I believe. Let's see if I enter Chrome. Takes me right there, and I can launch that way. And I finally have my more typical menu launcher, which I'm very familiar with, and I like that. As you can see, some of the programs, they're KDE and Qt programs, so they're not the ones you typically see in an Ubuntu or an Arch distribution. It comes with the Calligra Office Suite loaded, and I put in LibreOffice because that's what I'm used to using. If we take a look at the system behind the Surface, you can see I'm running a quad-core i5 at 1.6 gigahertz, and I have 4 gigs of RAM. It is the latest version of KaOS. These guys must have a sense of humor to name the operating system that. Kind of like them just for that feature alone. And across the bottom is my panel. Normally I move the panel to the top, but I've just left it on the bottom here. I've enlarged it quite a bit so that I can use my fingers, because sometimes I am running the computer without a keyboard or mouse. And I have some programs I normally use across the bottom. Your system tray, it's all pretty self-explanatory. I had no problems with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And I can set up both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth with my fingers and the touch screen, so that's nice. And like I said, it is a light distribution. If we take a look at how I have set up my USB drive, and I just use the stock installer, I believe it's Calamari's. Whoops. Let's get back there. And you can see I have 2 drives. I have my Samsung flash drive, and that's my operating system. So I have a bootloader, and then I have the regular 21.24 gigabytes be my home folder and my root folder combined, and I have 8 gigabytes of swap, and that's way too much, but that's what the installer set up. I'll change that at some future point, I think. And then we do have an SD card, and I have it in the slot on the right hand side, and it can take up to 28 gigabytes of additional storage. So that's pretty sweet, and it's pretty basic and very easy. I didn't have to do anything outside of the installer. Just follow the prompts, make sure my boot was installed to SDA, and then I let the installer partition it. And I chose erase entire disk, and I made sure I chose the proper device to install onto. Very easy, and that fits my guidelines of keeping everything simple. I didn't have to go in and change the boot or the grub or anything like that, so I like that a lot. And one last thing sometimes you need to do on such a small screen is change how you scale it so that you can make the buttons and the text larger. And that's easily done by going into hardware and choosing monitors and display. So let's go into settings, system settings, bring that up. Oh, I have it up. And right there, display and monitor. And down at the bottom, we can choose our scale display. And that makes it just really easy to change the size that's on the screen. So, that's KaOS. Thanks for watching.